Hello, everyone. We are now talking about healing Mother Earth and ourselves through shamanic drumming. And with me, I have Dennis Vessiesin, who is from Netherlands and who is the founder of Global Drums Gathering Movement. Truly, truly welcome, Dennis, to this summit.
Thank you.
And this topic of healing Mother Earth and ourselves is very important to me. But before we go deeper into that subject matter, could you tell us a little bit about your own journey, your own shamanic journey to
Yeah, sure.
get this?
But let me explain maybe first how it started, this journey for me, because that's the real foundation. First of all, I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm the founder of the Global Drums Gathering. It's a worldwide drum circle, a global movement, a tribe of people with shamanic drums from all over the world. We come together on specific dates. From now on, we have organized 3 events, and next to that, we had co-creations from different people. The main 3 events were on 2021, 2022, and 2024. We don't have planned any new days yet, but the event itself has to stay unique and has not to be on a normal day because I'm looking for special days in alignment with the stars, and it has to be on a Sunday. Also because most people are off on Sunday. And it's also in the name, the sun. I like the light, so that's very important for me. And so for example, our first date was on 8/8/2021. This was the opening of the Lionsgate portal, which has to do with the star Sirius and the zodiac sign Leo. Our next date was on the spring equinox in 2022. And the last date was 7 April 2024. And it was one day before the sun eclipse and an asteroid passing by the Earth, which only happened every 71 years. So it's funny because we have 7 April and one day before 8 April. So if we have the number 71, 7 plus 1 is 8 April. And I calculated the days between our first date, August 8, 2021, and our last date on 7 April in 2024. There were 974 days in between. So if you cut off the 9, you got 7 April, 7/4. So I like the numerology about that. And how it all started, one moment.
Yeah, I know I have a little bit of coughing myself as well.
How it all started, I made my own shamanic drum in the beginning of 2021. Soon after that, I got an invitation to go to a drum circle. And after that, somebody sent me a text about the prophecy of the 8,000 drums from the autonomy tribe of Mexico. It's a prophecy when 8,000 drums come together and the healing of the earth will begin. This prophecy is fulfilled already in Mexico years ago, but this prophecy inspired me to create a global drums gathering movement. Not much after that, I received visions and dreams, and I was supported by Wankantanka, the Great Spirit, to set this movement in motion. At one time, I wasn't even making my own decisions anymore. It was all done for me for some reason. I was being guided and supported. And later, I got also the support from the prophecy keeper of the 8,000 drums itself. We got in touch in the end, and I'm very grateful for that. So, how did I get this all off the ground? I was busy connecting people with drums to each other every day, like 4 hours on a day for 6 months. And I was first finding them in my own country, in the Netherlands, and then searching them worldwide in all possible ways. It was mainly networking at the time. It took me 6 months to get this off to get this off the ground and working on it every day. After these 6 months passed by, our first drumming date was coming closer. I was very nervous on this day. I was thinking, who am I to call all these people together? I don't have any experience. I'm unknown in this work. I don't know what I am doing, but it was all my mind, and my heart knew exactly how to deal with it. And of course, I met the right people at the right time. And so we created a lot of drum circles on our first date, and over the 30 in the Netherlands alone, including my own drum circle, of course. And then I don't know the exact amount anymore, but together we have created over the 100 drum circles worldwide. So that's a really nice prestation, especially for the first time. And it just flowed. It was amazing, amazing energy. At my own drum circle, we had like a heart-shaped cloud in the sky, and there was a picture taken by someone from the circle. You could see a very thin light of the sun teaching the sand of the beach. It was so amazing. And by the way, this is my first interview ever because I always refused any other invitations because I was not ready to be in the light. But now I am. I was too insecure to show myself. However, I still feel a little bit anxious, but that's all good. It's all fine. I'm just processing my own trauma.
We are very grateful that you accepted the
Yeah,
invitation
yeah,
of
of
this
course.
talk.
Thank you. And I'm not a shaman, but my interests are there, and the drums are very powerful, and it's very nice way to connect people together by this way. And yeah, everything around us exists, of course, out of energy, frequency, and vibration. On our events, we put all together the same intention into our drums, which is always about connecting to the Creator, honoring life, healing for ourselves and our earth. It's funny that the name Earth and the word heart contains the same letters, so it's
Yeah,
one Earth and
exactly.
heart. And of course, to face our own darkness, wounds, and transform it into light, healing the inner child. And I also want to mention that growing up is a trap. We have to stay playful with each other and take life less serious. We have to get more into our hearts, live less from the mind, the ego, and being present in every moment in time. We're all children of Wankantanka. It's the creator, the great mystery, and we are never alone. Even if you feel that you're alone, you're never alone. And yeah, if I want to say one thing to the world, it would probably be like drum, breathe, and play like you're a child, and that's the most important thing, just to play and enjoy life. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think it is important to heal Mother Earth?
Why it's important to heal Mother Earth? Because we have wasted her in so many ways. She's taking all our toxins every day, and she get less love in return back. So we don't respect her at all. No, we are not good for the earth, and we really need to change that. But in order to change that, we have to change ourselves and fix ourselves first, and focus on yourself and don't get distracted by the things around us, like
Yeah.
bad habits, for example. Like alcohol drinking, drug abuse, whatever it takes to face. Yeah.
What about what kind of ways in your own life you have started to how you say that drumming has been a big part of it now. So um, how do you find that drumming helps us healing ourselves?
Well, it's because of the vibrations, and there is so much power in a drum. They also use it at war times, for example, right? To fight. But I don't think that we have to use it for war, but to fight our own bullshit in ourselves, yeah, and it's really helpful to use the drum and to put the intention in it, yeah, and to vibrate. That's so important because we are all made out of the vibrations as well. So yeah.
Yeah, it is like I'm actually going to because I have in hand my shamanic drum, showing to people who might not maybe know it. I know you have as well. Unfortunately, neither of us can actually play anything for you because
Hold on, hold
our
on.
drums are a little bit loose. At
Yeah,
least
yeah.
mine is. I haven't had time to try
Yeah.
to.
So this is my drum. I don't know if you can see it correctly, but it's made from the skin of a Nubic goat.
Yeah,
It's the temperature in my house is not good to play it because it sounds very, I don't know the English word, dove, I guess. But this is my drum, so welcome.
yeah. It is like, it's very beautiful. Mine is actually made in Finland in a company called Rumpuliikkeen, and it's handcrafted as well. But I also would love to do my own own one. And it's like, because I notice I use my shaman trunk for like a sound healing. I'm a Reiki practitioner, so I sometimes play that for my clients and for myself, of course. And my cats actually, they love it. They like to sleep while I'm playing. They come around to kind of meditate with me. And but you say it's the vibrations of the drumming uh, that is the one that is the healing, that has the healing effects.
Yes, for sure. Yes, it's like a sound healing
Yeah,
because
I
all
noticed.
different.
Yeah, sorry, please
Yeah, yeah,
continue.
yeah, 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 sure, sure. So all sounds, all instruments have a different way to vibrate something out of us. But the drum is in my opinion, is the most powerful to do. Yeah.
Yes, and I notice myself is also quite meditative tool as well, because when you have this kind of, your hand is doing this kind of rhythm, it is like, the repetition is kind of helping me to go deeper in the meditation. I notice as well, because
Yeah.
I'm a little bit, I have the problem to concentrate. So anything like tapping or that kind of things help me to go deeper.
Mm. Yeah,
And
it's really helpful. Yeah.
yeah, and what about this? Now, when you have now done 3 times this global gathering, and
Hmm.
you have all over the world different kind of groups and
Yeah.
circles. Also in Finland, because I actually took
Yeah.
part in your circle in 2024 when you organized last time, and I was here in Spain. I know my friends were in Finland, and we were all drumming at the same time, and I kind of felt this kind of like connection. There was like this kind of energetic network. I kind
Yeah.
of felt. Have you noticed that while
Yeah,
you've
yeah,
been
yeah. So we are
drumming?
creating like a ripple effect. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but like a wave that is spreading the earth. It contains energy, vibrations, and it goes all over the earth. So that was the whole intention, of course, to do it globally, to reach as many hearts as possible, to realize who you are, because you are your heart. It's inside of you and not from the mind. So get out of your mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true, and that is the kind of a disease of the modern people, that we are in our minds, not in our bodies or in our hearts.
Yeah, but it's good to be in your mind sometimes, you know what I mean? Because I don't know any people that's always in their heart, but we have to be less in our minds and to be more in our hearts. But it really starts in yourself to practice, to just hug yourself every day. Just look in the mirror and tell yourself how great you are, and that you are so powerful and that you are so loving. And if you're really going to believe that, that's where the change happens. Just believe in yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Like, like new doors opening up, and finding your full potential in that way.
Yeah.
And what about, have you noticed like in any change, like, since you started this movement in your own life and your surroundings?
Well, I don't know. I was always a little bit shy. I did this mainly in front of my computer, of course, because I was busy every day to connect everything to each other. And of course, I created my own drum circle, but I was mainly very shy. So of course, I enjoyed it, and of course, there was some changes in my life, but it was subtle, I guess. Yes. Um, but now, since I'm overcoming my own shyness, I'm seeing the results more. So, but it's so my first circle was like 4 years ago in 2021, and now I am feeling the results. So it took a while, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is like, so have you, is it like, working in every continent apart, I think, Antarctic,
Mhm.
like that you have these circles now,
Yeah.
or yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're everywhere. We even had someone in Japan, for example. It's very hard to reach Japan because they use, of course, another language. Most countries know how to speak English, Japan as well, but they don't use the keyboard with ABC on it. You know, they have a lot another style of writing. So it's very hard to reach this country. So I use Google Translate and then just Googling drums in Japan and, and just trying to send everyone an email and, whew, but it worked, So, yeah, yeah.
So how have you noticed like differences in how people think about Mother Earth in when you have been in discussion with these different groups?
Yes, yes. So people are now aware of it, but people uh, so you have to make some changes in your own life to respect Mother Earth, I am not there yet as well, but I am also on this path to do so. And yeah, I think it's possible to yeah, how do I pronounce it correctly? Just give me a moment.
Yeah, that's fine.
Um, well, like I said before, it's the journey of the heart, and if you're in your heart, the most of the time you have more respect for everything around you. So we can look everywhere ar around us. I have to live there in nature, for example, or in another continent. But is it really going to help you, or is it just you trying to escape, not to face your own inner battles or feelings because it's still happening here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's I don't know. It's a difficult question. Yeah.
It is like, and it's kind of like because I think we have like our intuition. We have like a different parts where we have like a third eye, which is like more this kind of like a clairvoyant type of intuition. Then we have the heart as center, which is like for the heart wisdom. It has a lot of wisdom, but it also has an intuition in heart.
Mhm.
And then we have the gut feeling, like sometimes about you people say in English, for example, that you have a gut feeling of certain things. So, like, we have three different intuition centers in our bodies,
Mhm.
and we could listen to ourselves a bit more, like, be more aware of what is happening in our bodies, how our bodies are reacting to certain elements in life.
Mhm.
We might maybe react less and, abruptly in a way, like, that we would be more conscious of what we are doing and how we react to things.
Yes, yes, but that's also, of course, the thing how you are being raised as a child, right? Because we all have ancestors and they raised us in a certain way. But now we are on a point in time that we can say we want to change and we don't want to behave like that anymore. So we are really the change. So then again, it's yeah, you have to do the work inside of you, and nobody else can do it for you. So what do you want in your life? Do you want to grow? Or do you want to stand still? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What about you are also quite a globetrotter. You just told me before the recording that you went to Mongolia to meet some nomadic tribes over there. And so did you notice like, how their way of living with the nature and Mother Earth, how does it differ from us?
Totally different. It's the other side of the coin. You know what I mean? They really well they live mostly from the animals they got. So they eat their own horses and their own sheep and their own goats. They are tapping their drink water from the river, so they are filtering it, and they are boiling it, heating it, and then is able to drink. And they are so much in peace with everything there is, and they have so they don't have much stuff, you know. And the more stuff we have, the more it takes to change ourselves, of course, because all the things that we have inside our house, it's also keeping us stuck. If you're removing a lot of stuff in your house, for example, that doesn't serve you anymore, it gives you more space to feel. And they have so less stuff, you know, so they feel also a lot. Yeah, they're really good people.
What about like interaction between people, like, when they meet like people they don't know, like we sometimes are a little bit cautious and, oh, it's a foreigner or something like that. But what about these nomadic people? What's their attitude to us strangers, for example?
Well, they don't speak English, especially on the outside on the outside skirts of Mongolia. So I had to use Google Translate most of the time, but my internet connection wasn't very good. So it was mainly talking with my hands, of course. But it's yeah, sometimes it was a little bit frustrating because we couldn't understand each other. But they have all good intentions for us, and yeah, it was a really honor to be there. And but I also realized that if you are having a life in Mongolia, for example, that of course you can travel with your horses and your gear or yurt to other places in Mongolia, but you can't travel to Spain, for example, right? Because they can't leave their animals because their animals is their everything. So that's the other side. So what do you want in life? Do you want to be stuck in one country? Do you want to be in another place and just moving all the time? Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah, but we have the freedom to choose.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are talking quite a lot about this in general of, the human evolution and how the consciousness is
Mhm.
expanding, how people minds are expanding in a
Yeah.
way. How do you see, like, where we are going to, the humanity, our, where the globe is going?
Yeah. Okay. So for thousands of years, humans have been infiltrated by the darkness, and they have created. Also, we have created, but they started it. They have created a lot of trauma in us, and this trauma was given up to generation to generation to generation. So now we are not weakened, but now we are in a moment of time that we can face it and we can strengthen ourselves. And it's interesting time, yes, because if you can look around, you can see the rise of the digital stuff, of course, and that's also has to do with the age of Aquarius. But there's also a very good point for us to rise because we can get inside our heart while they go into this digital framework that they are building to enslave us, and we are not going into that. We are going to love ourselves, and that's all we have to do. It's so easy, but you have to do it. You have to face your own darkness first, and to heal all your wounds, to heal all your trauma, to face your own demons, and to beat them.
What kind of tools you could offer to people, like, fight this darkness and also, like,
Yeah,
working with your heart?
yeah.
Apart from drumming, of course, is a good way, but anything else?
Yeah, breath work. Breath work can really help you to yeah to align yourself more and to release a lot of emotional emotional trauma inside of your body as well. And of course, go into nature. Don't watch TV anymore. Don't go on your phone every time. Don't watch any adult content. You know what I mean? It's so darkness. It's so dark out there. And if you want to change your life, I mean, for example, just start your morning with a cold shower every day, because it starts with little things. You can't change your whole life at once. You have to go step by step, and that's how you do it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
of course there are some plant medicine as well, but you really have to feel for yourself if you want to do that because it's not for everyone. What helped me a lot is washuma. It's from the San Pedro cactus. It's called mescaline, and it's a really hard medicine, and it really helped me a lot. Yeah, what else can you do? Yeah, just be in the moment, and just face yourself and your own emptiness and love it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe create their own drumming circle or
Exactly.
breathwork circle.
Exactly. Yes. But do you also have any advice or tips to for people or?
Well, I'm a yoga teacher myself, so for me, this what you mentioned, the breath work is very important because, like when we are breathing, we are bringing the prana into the body, and at the same time, it brings us to this moment. And when we are in this moment, we are more in within our bodies and within our hearts. But also, like meditation, especially meditating in nature, like just listening to the sounds what is there, like
Exactly,
that you don't
meditation.
have to be inside your head all the time, but in that way, like when you expand your audio, like how you what you hear around you, like all the beautiful sounds of the birds and the wind in your ears and this kind of things, then you notice that like you are not separate from nature, you are part of nature, you are like one animal there, like one big beautiful soul. And I also, what is important, because I live in Spain and by the sea, so what I do quite often is to walk barefoot on a sand, because it's like in that way I connect, really I root myself with Mother Earth. So there are many ways, and like I think, like like you say, that people need to listen their own hearts or what resonates with them. Like it's not like every one thing is for everyone. It's
Yes.
just you have to find your own way.
Yes, and of course, just hug a tree, for example, right? Because it's also very grounding, and it's yes, but for real, people can laugh about it, hugging a tree. Oh my God, what are you doing? But no, it's really helping. So, or just talk with a tree, it's very good.
It is, and working with plants. I have a little garden outside my house, and like today, like I felt like I needed a little bit grounding. So what I did, I dig my fingers into the soil that helped some of the plants to get a little bit of new soil and that kind of thing. So it's like when you are with animals, with plants, which it's just so concrete in a way, like that you really notice, like the how, and the element of touching is like touching yourself or other people in a gentle way, and it is like also creating that kind of connection to
Yes,
all of us and
yes,
the Mother Earth.
yes, yes. We have to hug each other as well. That's totally true. But only if people want it, right? Because we can't force them. But it's
Yeah,
true.
exactly, you
I
can't
want to
go
hug you
around
right
on the
now.
street and
Free
that's
hugs.
true. So you said that you haven't planned any new dates for the global gathering, but is there any other this kind of uh, thingies coming up? What do you have in
Oh
mind?
yes, oh yes, 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 yes. So I am finishing my study breathwork this year, and maybe 2026 I want to organize a very big briefing circle, and maybe sharing with cacao, for example, and sound healing, and just all these things. And I'm also trying to for this year trying to organize a haka. You know what the haka is, right? From the
Yeah,
Maori, New Zealand. It's a
yeah,
ritual dance where they yeah, they really show their selves and their power. It's so very powerful. And I also had one guy in 2022 that did the haka on our drumming circle. But I think it's also a very good way for ourselves to express ourselves better and not to be afraid of the other people's opinions, because we especially me as well, but also other people are um, if they are, how do you say that? They are overthinking too much. So doing the haka, of course, is going very much, it's going to be a lot of out of your own comfort zone. So you have to do all these crazy movements. So you think, what is he thinking about me? Oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Just let all these thoughts go and just be more centered. And I think that's really, yeah, very good as well, very powerful.
Yeah, I think Hakka is so expressive. In like I sometimes watch. I've been when I lived in London. It's like they show the Six Nations and Rugby World Cup, and the New Zealand team. They always do the Hakka before every match, and it's like it's so powerful. It's like and what I heard they do it at schools as well. They have some kind of Hakka championship, so
Yeah, nice.
that kind of things. But I actually did this kind of like a Hakka workshop in London in one of these festivals there, and it was like like you say that you have to come out of your own comfort zone because you have to do this kind of expressions with your face and your tongue and the
Yeah.
kind of like a weird thing is with sometimes might feel violent in a way, but it's also like how the background. If you could tell a little bit about the background of Hakka, like how it came to you have you know about it, yeah,
Well, I know a little about it, but not in all the details. I know that it has to be respected and that it's not to do for random. So it has to be given by someone that is experienced in it, of course, because it's indigenous as well. And but I don't know all the details, but I know someone in the Netherlands that is organizing this, and I'm going to contact them later. And I want to combine it with someone that is specialized in fire breathing. Like you have
yeah,
a torch or a flame in front of you, and you blow to get the fire out of your mouth. And I think it's symbolizing your own inner fire. And the same for the haka, of course, your own inner fire.
yeah.
So I thought if I combine these two on one day with some other people, it will be perfectly. So yeah,
Yeah, it is like, and people in a way like, this kind of like creating different kind of gatherings. It's the one way to connect the club
everyone, yeah.
and create like maybe this kind of like helping to expand the consciousness.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, go for it.
how would you see how our societies will be? Like, if everyone starts to work more from the heart and living more in the heart and be more considerate towards each other. So, how do you see the world then?
Well, I see it more that we have way more respect for each other, for ourselves, and for nature. So if we have more respect for nature, then we are going to make the changes. But we don't have the respect fully yet. We are going to it, but if we don't have it happen, then nothing will change. So we have to be patient a little bit more. Yeah,
Yeah, I understand. So, this has been so interesting in a way, like the opening up and this kind of also understanding this expansion at a global level, like it's not just like me or in my country, it's like everywhere, like we are all the children of Mother Earth. And do you have anything you would like to still share with our viewers that we haven't discussed yet?
um, what we haven't discussed yet.
Many
That's
things, I
Yeah,
guess.
anything. Okay, okay, yeah. Just like I said before, just try to enjoy the little things in life. Don't go too fast. Don't rush. Be in a moment. Breathe. Drum. Play like you were a child. Yeah, that's all I can say. And face your own darkness. Even if it hurts, just go do it. Just go do it because the wound is where the light enters. So please remind that because the light is causing you the pain inside you. And you have to transform it and you have to heal it. And the light is doing it for you. But all you have to do is just feel your own pain. That's my message.
Yeah, it is probably the most difficult thing to do to
I
feel
know,
your
I
own
know,
pain
I
and
know.
also bring the darkness
I
out
know.
of there. But it's just like you say, like like a wound you have to clean it in
Mhm.
order for it to.
Yeah, it's like you have a glass of water,
Yeah.
but there is all dirt inside, and you have to every time you have to put more new fresh water in it to clean it totally. So that's what we are doing.
Yeah, indeed. So, if people now would like to work with you, what's the best way to contact you?
And the best way to contact me is to visit my website. It's www.globaldrumsgathering.nl. And there's my
And
mail contact, and then you can see me.
yeah, I will also include it in the description so people find it there.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much, Dennis. It has been
Thank you.
a pleasure to talk with you, and thank you for sharing your wisdom and all the information about the drumming, shamanic drumming, and yeah, I hope we'll meet at uh, another point in the future, and maybe at least doing some drumming together at some point.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Aho.